I can't put you on the air with your shoulders like that, but otherwise I would. So why don't you get your shirt on, and then we can have you speak to the world without looking like a non-student. So the memorization is one of the most important parts of the school. And I'm thinking when we do this at Southern Desert, it's going to be kind of interesting. Yeah. Right?
They're going to have a lot of time. Just sit there and memorize.
Yeah, they'll do better than you because that's all they have to do.
So we're going to try to get an extra couple hundred books to distribute around Southern Desert, just because it really is a cool book to have. Okay, so welcome world to our July 24th memorization, recitation, prestidigitation. Is anybody doing prestidigitation this week?
What is that?
Sleight of hand, magic.
Oh, no.
Okay. Not like Timmy did.
Yeah, I remember,
real prestidigitation. So, okay, nobody's doing that? Because that always works too. When you're in an interview, if you can do a magic trick, they'll usually like you because it'll impress them. All right, so let's see. Phyllis is not here. Who's going to do Phyllis's job? Doesn't Phyllis usually do the director job? That's the Phyllis job? Okay. And who's going to do the Jesse job? Oh, Jesse. All right, good. And who's first? Who? I am. Okay, I am is first. AKA Julia. Okay, and what are you doing today?
Today I'm reading if.
Okay, are you going to put emotion into it?
There may be emotion.
There may be? Okay. All right, so remember, this is live for the world. It's on YouTube. It's private on YouTube when it's done because of Casa Grande and stuff like that. But Lieutenant Scally and other people at Casa Grande can look at it. So the idea is to have fun, God damn it. And I just always have to throw that in. Huh?
Everything.
What do you mean? Okay. So are you referring to an invisible man in the sky?
No, we won't talk about that. It's not that.
Okay. So which one are you going, Rachel?
Sorry?
When are you coming up here?
When am I coming up?
Okay. When are you coming up? Okay, good. So Rachel will be third. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Everybody's ready? Okay, not good to not be prepared. All right, so we'll turn it over to Julia. Okay.
Right on set.
3, 2.
Hi, my name is Julia Suka French. This is my 8th week at Larson Training Centers in Las Vegas, and I will be reading If. And I can't pronounce his name, or I would. If you...
What did you just say?
I can't pronounce his name. Rudyard Kipling? Is that correct?
Rudyard Kipling.
Okay. If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances for their doubt too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves and to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave life to broken and stoop them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after you're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will, which says to hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose your common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of a distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son, and in this case, a woman.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Now, what is that about?
I feel that it's about various things in your life that happen to you and how to keep that moral courage up and use it.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Well, excuse me, one in particular part of this that really kind of got me emotionally was, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools.
That's what you're supposed to do when you're reading.
Oh, I know that, but there you go.
Very good.
Okay, well, I just read it and I did cry, so there you go.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
So wait.
Okay.
We're just getting started. Okay, so who was Rudyard Kipling? Does anybody know? Tom? No, Ross Nagel?
I know a poem that he wrote called.
The Jungle
He's in
Book.
English.
The Jungle Book.
Oh, wow.
Rudyard Kipling was born in India to English parents. He was a newspaper writer. And he also wrote a book called The Man Who Would Be King, which was about two British soldiers that were misfits, but they had this idea, since they had been in the British Army, they could go over the Himalayas into this little country called Kafiristan and take over and become kings, which they did. And it turns out that Alexander the Great had been there, and they accumulated all of the wealth that he had, like room bigger than this, it's just filled with gold. And then their egos got to them, bad things happened. But it was a great movie in the 70s with Sean Connery and Michael Keaton. So, big actors. So, Rudyard Kipling is an important guy in history. Part of it is he was an Englishman in India in the 1800s as a newspaper.
Wow.
So now that you know who he was, where would he come from to write this, something like this?
Well, it sounds like he was a man of the world, and he was putting pretty much a whole bunch of stuff together that would touch upon what parts of another person's life might be affected by it, or to put it in a perspective that they could understand.
You could write this if you could not experience defeat, setbacks.
No.
If your life had been great, had a silver spoon in your mouth your whole life, and all of the good things happened to you. Huh?
You wouldn't, because you would have to have a personal experience to be able to have an experience.
Okay, so he has a lot of things he's bringing up here, right? Like, what's the first one?
If you can keep your head about you when everybody's blaming you for losing theirs.
Losing theirs.
And that's so true.
So think about Ernest Shackleton, right? The ship is sunk, they're in the Arctic, they're freezing, Antarctica. They're freezing, and whose fault is this?
So it
His
is.
fault, Shackleton's fault. You can what? Trust yourself when all men doubt you.
To make allowances for their doubting too.
Okay, so what does that
So
mean?
there's some compassion there as well.
Okay, well, I understand why you guys don't trust me. After all, I did see the show. It's my fault. We're here. And then you can
What does
dare,
he mean by if you can wait and not be tired by waiting? You know,
That would be
kind
us.
of, you know, I mean, so is that like patience? If
Yeah.
if you can have patience?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what else? What's another one? If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make you trap for fools. What is that?
People misinterpreting, or not misinterpreting per se, but
Twisting around.
yeah, to turn it into their benefit or
Okay.
some.
All right, good. Okay, let's go on
Thank
to
you.
the next one. Thank you.
So is that not these little ones?
Well, you said something that's true and they twist it around to make you look well, or maybe you're just getting arrested. Oh, okay. Huh? Well, that goes under the heading of good people. Okay, Rachel.
Quiet on set.
3, 2, 1.
My name is Jesse Steffens, and this is my 12th week at Larson Training Centers. And I will be reading, reciting The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. 2 rows diverge in Yellowwood, and B1 travel. And
Sorry.
okay,
Cut.
hold on.
She likes
Okay.
I know you have, I can tell.
Quiet on set.
3, 2, 1.
My name is Jesse Steffens. I'm at Larson Training Centers. This is my 12th week, and I will be reading, reciting The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverged in Yellowwood, and sorry I could not travel both. And B1 traveled where long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wondered where, though as for the passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one last traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Okay, now let's go paragraph 3.
Paragraph 3. All right.
So, and both that morning equally lay, leaves no step they trod in black. What is that?
Okay. Both of them were sitting there, and there was no footsteps down either one. Right.
So what's the trodden black?
Trodden black. We went over this before, and I don't remember.
Well, think about it.
Uh,
Trodden black.
With dirt from the bottom of somebody's foot,
Okay.
or the dirt. Okay. The leaves on the path. If they were trodden black, you would see the dirt underneath the leaves, right?
Yeah, sort of. So it's moist in the morning. There's, it's kind of wet.
Right.
And the leaves are there. So if you step on them, you're pushing into the mud. So you see your footprints.
Right.
Okay. So yeah. So you had it right first.
Oh, okay.
And so what about this one? They took the others just so paragraph 2. They took the others just as fair because it was grassy and wanted where. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same.
Okay. Took the others just fair and having perhaps a better claim. It looked better to him, and having perhaps a better claim, it looked better to him, right?
So it says because it was grassy and wanted where.
Yeah.
Though as for that, the passing there
there.
had worn them about the same. Isn't that kind of contradictory? How could one be grassy and wanting where, but it's the same as the other one?
Well, it said that after he walked over them, then they were the same.
No, but he said, I took them. I took the others just, so he's looking down, do I go right or left?
Right.
Okay? And he says, well, I'll go this one. I chose the others just as fair. So I look down this one, I look down this one, I'm gonna take the other.
So you just flipped a coin, basically.
Sort of, but the thing of, I took the other, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. So what does that mean?
And as for the passing there, is that what you're talking about?
Well, he's saying it was grassy and wanted wear, but it was really about the same as the other one.
Yeah.
So how could they be the same?
It just looked more appealing to him, right?
Okay, so sort of. So this is kind of an interesting thing. So he's saying, other than that this one is grassy and wanted wear, they're really about the same. So it means over time, they're the same. For long periods, like let's say for 10 years, 20 years, people go down that path. For 20 years, people go down that path. Except today, this one is grassier than that one, which would mean what?
The one's more grassy, less people
Recently.
go down.
Recently.
Yeah, recently.
But over time, so it wants to make it very clear.
Oh, okay.
These two things are equal over the long period. I could go this way, or I could go that way. But if I'm looking at it right now, this one's a little bit grassy. And then, the next paragraph, he goes and says, but nobody's been in front of before me today, right? Nobody's had trod the line. Nobody has gone down this path today. I'm not following anyone today. So that's an important thing to know.
Almost like saying he was a leader, or he was
He's not a leader. No, he's not. He's just not following anybody else.
Yeah.
He's just standing there. This is a well-worn path. This is a well-worn path, except somebody's been down this path more recently than this one. But nobody's been down either of these things today. That's all. Okay? So if you go back to school, you have to write a report on a poem, everybody, this would be one to do. Because it's pretty straightforward and easy. People like it. Okay, thank you, Jesse.
All right.
All right.
Wyatt on the set. 3, 2.
Hello, my name is Rachel Sin, and this is my 9th week here at Larson Training Center, and today I'll be reading The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in an undergrowth. Then took the other as just as far, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Okay, so nobody was here when Nolan Bushnell was here, but you were here. So we presented him with the book that everybody signed. What did he do?
He recited the poem.
Yeah, he went, got the book, flipped it home. Okay, great. And then he recited this poem. It's on YouTube. Put this book, everybody wants to watch it. So, what's the last paragraph?
Taking it with a sigh, he let time evolve before he took the path that he wanted to take.
Okay, so the last paragraph is the thing that's the most important part. So I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. What's that? So he's going to be reminiscing. He's going to be sitting there talking about, you know, I was in this wood. There were 2 roads. I took this road. So sometime in the future, I'm going to be talking about what's happening right here today. I'm standing here in a wood, I'm looking down this road, I'm gonna go that road. And he's thinking, sometime in the future, I'm gonna be talking about this.
Where that road led him to?
Well, he's gonna be saying, I'm somewhere ages and ages hence. I shall be telling this with the sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. So sometime in the future, I'm gonna tell the story about when I was here right now. I'm gonna say, 2 roads diverged in yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled one. That has made all the difference. So what does that mean?
Go ahead and break it down for me, because I don't understand none of it.
Okay, so let's go a little slower. I took the one less traveled line, right? That part's clear, right? So he's standing in a wood. He's thinking, in the future, I'm going to be talking about this. And I'm going to say there were these 2 roads I could have taken. I took the one that was less traveled. So far, we're okay, right? Now, and that has made all the difference because I took that road. That's made all the difference between now. and
Your
where I'm
choices
headed.
and your decisions you make in your life today are what your future will hold.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So he's saying, I didn't follow the path that more people have recently followed. I went the one that was less traveled on. And I'm here today. Wherever I am today, I'm going to be saying this in the future. Wherever I'm going to be in the future is because I went down this road. Because the paragraph before it says, well, okay, I took this road and I'll save that other road for another day. But you know what? I know I'm never going to go down that road. Wherever that path would lead me,
It's
know
not
I'm
where I
never
wanna
gonna
go.
down that. Wherever this path leads me, my future is going here. I'll never go wherever that was. So if it was here, it'd be like saying, okay, I'm in Las Vegas. I could go to Phoenix or I could go to LA. I'll go to Phoenix today, but you know what? I know if I go to Phoenix, I'll never go to LA. And my life in the future will be
Something different than if I went down the other way.
exactly. That's made all the difference because today I decided I was going to Phoenix.
I already said that a long time ago.
I think too that you can equate it like going to prison.
What?
And,
Choose to go to
and
prison.
it's the road not traveled as many, not as much, and it's that's gonna make the difference, and it could very well be
Well, where was the point regarding going to prison that you made a decision?
the road less traveled by.
Yeah, but you made a decision which way you're going to go. That's part of the story.
Well, our
If you
decision,
were thinking, if I commit this crime, I'm going to go to prison, do I want to do that? Most people think, well, if I do this, I'm not going to get caught, right? And so this is got to make this conscious effort. So for me, for example, was I get offered a 6-year prison term if I plead guilty. Now, I would negotiate the deal. I would say, well, I'm not going to take 6, I'll take 3. I decided I'm not going to plead guilty to something I didn't do, so I ended up taking a 7-year term. Now, what would have happened if I had negotiated the first term saying, well, okay, I'm going to plead guilty, but I'm not going to do 6, I'll do 4, which means 2 in California. But I'd already done 4. So that means I'd have 12 months instead of 3. What would have happened if I would have done that?
it would be here today.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here today. Because I wouldn't have gone to Canada. I wouldn't have been eligible. So the key part of this is you're standing there and you can go that way or that way. You know if you go that way. Or I had my choice of going to trial. But the judge had already said, without knowing anything, if you lose, because it's going to take 10 weeks of my courtroom and cost the taxpayers $1 million according to the DA, if you lose, I'm going to give you 20 years. Now,
You're gonna take the best other deal offered to you.
Better have
at
those,
that point,
better
you
have a
decide
good
you have faith
defense.
in your attorney. Not whether you have faith in your case. Okay, good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Who's next? Oh, Sean, good. Okay.
Speak normal English to me.
Final set.
My name is Thomas Ward. This is my 6th week in Larson, and I will be reciting a smile. Let the others cheer the winning man. There's one I hold worthwhile. 'Tis he does the best he can, then loses with a smile. Beaten he is, but not to stay. Down with rank and file, that man will win some other day, who loses with a smile.
Okay, well, so far, nobody has done it. That was close. Probably if you had another hour, you get it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who wrote that?
Author unknown.
Oh, no. We don't know who wrote that.
I was thinking you did
Now,
or
do you
something.
agree with that? You agree with well,
Yeah, of course.
you do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I guess it's kind of somebody else looking in on somebody and noticing that someone's maybe playing a sport or God knows what else, but they lost and they weren't a poor sport about it.
Okay.
Is what I kind of got from
The
it.
key thing about this is not that he lost. You see, it's that he did the best he can. It's not the smile. It should do the best you can. So what do we learn in Stoicism? Stoicism. Huh?
Can't control everything. You do the
Yeah.
best you can.
So Marcus Aurelius says, I'm going to do the best I can. If my best isn't good enough, then I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to curse the other guys. I'm not going to screw you. I'm not going to cheat. I did the best I can. And so the smile part is not the important part, because now, like when kids are playing sports, it's not about doing your best. It's about having fun.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, the reason we're talking about this, it's not about going out there and having fun. It doesn't matter whether I won or lost. I had fun. Smile. This isn't about that at all. This is about fun.
Yeah, about doing the best you can.
This is about doing the best you can and not being upset about the results. But the key thing is, it's not saying don't be upset about the results. It's saying do the best you can and not be upset about the results. Okay? Because
Everyone wants to win though too as well.
you'll win some other day.
Yeah.
If you do the best you can, some other day you will win. But it's not, this isn't saying, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just have fun. That's not what this poem is saying. It's really about do the best you can. Doing the best you can doesn't mean, well, we have a game today, or we have a game tomorrow. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm not going to get rested. I'm not going to eat well.
Gonna party.
Yeah, I'm going to party. It doesn't mean I'm going to do the best I can tomorrow, and I'm not going to be prepared. It's part of it is to do the best you can tomorrow, you have to be prepared. Okay, so it's not just the 5 minutes you're in the game, do the best you can. It's do the best you can for the game or whatever it is. Okay, great, thank you. Jack, where's Rachel?
Final set.
Hi, I'm Michael Holling. I've been at Larson Training Center for 11 weeks. And first, I will be reading How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways by Elizabeth Bartlett Browning. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and the ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with passion put to the use in my old griefs and my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smile, tears of all my life, and if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Okay. Now, do you remember who Elizabeth Barrett Browning is?
No.
So she was the wife of Robert Browning. What are we doing here that's by Robert Browning?
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple, isn't there? One or two, isn't there?
One. People's Home.
Oh, peepers.
So she was older than him. And I think they got married when she was fairly old. 25. And so would you say, okay, and she wrote this to him. This wasn't just a theoretical, I'm going to write a love poem. It wasn't theoretical. It was really to her husband. So would you say in here this was a pretty good summary of telling someone how much you love them?
Yeah.
And how about in the second paragraph, the last one, I love you purely as they turn from praise.
As they turn from praise.
So thinking about somebody turning from praise, what is that?
Because I still love you even after I'm done praising.
Okay. So imagine people are praising somebody. Oh, you're the
Yeah.
greatest guy in the world. Now, what does it mean if he turns from praise?
And just stop praising.
False.
Huh? What does that mean if he turns from praise? Okay, what does it mean if he doesn't turn from praise? Everybody's saying, yeah, you're the greatest.
Oh, lose faith if you turn from praise. No.
He doesn't turn. What if somebody does not turn from praise? What are they doing? They're being praised.
Yeah.
They don't
They're
turn from
accepting.
praise. Huh?
They're accepting the praise.
Yeah, they're going, yeah, more, come on. Tell me how great I am. Okay, what if you turn from praise? What do you do?
Oh,
Oh, stop it.
yeah.
Stop. One. So what she's saying is that's pure. That's not somebody, I don't need to be praised for whatever. I don't need people to say, you're great, you're the greatest guy. Hey, man, can I touch your cloak? So she's saying that's her love is very pure. She doesn't need other people saying stuff of, wow, look at her, look at how much she loves him. It's just a pure love. Okay, good, thank you.
I got one more I was going to read.
Okay,
All right, and I'll be reading No Peace, Gold Piece by myself.
okay.
Okay. Shepherds with gold teeth, sheep led to lion-filled fields to eat, convinced of choice when only 130 have the voice. Threats and urgency made to create need, self-worth and gold's worth, their greed we bleed. Electrical current, power, money, currency, without us can't be seen. The power we give, the power we can take, daily wants seen as daily needs, the big mistake. Come on, brothers and sisters, awake, awake. That's it.
Good, okay. So we need to write that.
A couple days ago.
Okay.
Try to write at least one a week.
Uh-huh. Okay, we're still waiting for someone to get in the green.
Last that. You barely got it.
Either Rob or Ross.
What?
Where's Tom? Either Rob or Tom's got it. That's not right.
What?
Proceed.
Not on set.
3, 2.
My name is Deshaun Glenn. This is my 4th week at Larson's. I will be reciting Smile. Let the others cheer the winning man. There's one that I hold worthwhile. Tis he does the best he can, then loses with a smile. Beating he is, but not to stay. Down with the rank and file. That man will some other day, who loses with a smile.
I'm all right. You're
Time set.
Wait a minute. Get my arm crossed. Okay. My name is Dwayne Floyd. It's my 8th week at Larson. And I will be saying tiger. Tiger, tiger. Burning bright in the forest of the night, where the mortal hands or eyes could flame the fearful cemetery. And what distant deep in the sky, burning the fire of the eye. On what wings there he appears, what hands there seize the fire, and what shoulder and what art could twist the swindling syndrome of the heart, and what the heart began to beat, what dread hands and what dread feet, what the hammer, what the chain, and what furnace was the brain, what the anvil, what deep grasps there deeply tears, claps. When the star threw down their spears and the water heavens with their tears, did he smile his work to see? He who made the lamb make thee. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, where the mortal hands or eye there frame the fearful cemetery.
Okay, good job.
Thank you.
Not an easy one to read. What year was that?
It says 1757 to 1824.
Okay, so this was a couple hundred years ago that this was written. This is one of the most famous poems in history in terms of just how the words sound. So good job. Thank you.
Time set.
3, 2.
Hi, my name is Robert Bigham. This is my 8th week at Larson Training Center, and I'm going to be reading and reciting Tiger, the Tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what mortal hand and eye could frame thy fearful cemetery, and what distance deep in skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What hand dare cease the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the swills, the sinews of the heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain, and what furnace was thy brain? What the amble, what dread grass? There is gently tears splash. When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what mortal hand and eye dare frame thy fearful cemetery?
Good job. Good job.
Time set.
3, 2.
My name's Tom Rossnagel, and I'm going to be reading. This is my 3rd week at Larson. I'm going to be reading A Smile. Let the others cheer the winning man. There's one I hold worthwhile. 'Tis he who does the best he can, then loses with a smile. Beaten he is, but not to stay down with the rank and file. That man will win some other day who loses with a smile.
Okay, so what can you tell us about that?
It's about maintaining your composure and being happy even though you lose, just because what you're doing.
Happy if you lose what?
Well, I mean, just to have a good attitude, whether you win or lose.
Okay, so what did I say before the present? Nobody remembers what I said?
I remember.
Okay, what did I say?
Just do the best you can, and then don't get upset about the
Okay,
outcome.
so the key thing that you were probably trying to memorize this yourself. The key thing is it's if you do the best you can, then what you said.
Right.
It's not just what you said, it's if
Right.
you do the best you can.
Okay.
That's the key thing about this. And it's the key thing about Stoicism and everything else. Stoicism isn't just to say, oh, well, I can't control everything. The Germans beat us today. I don't need to be upset about it unless the Germans really beat you and you were prepared. If it was, you know what, we don't need to take these guys seriously. They're just a bunch of savages. We don't need to be ready, and then you lose. You have yourself to blame, right? If you know, everybody says if you do the best you can and you lose, then you can hold your head up and you can feel good about what you did. But if you are not prepared and you lose, like let's say Tiger Woods, should he be upset when he loses now?
Not really, he's older now, but yeah,
He should be upset because he's not playing to his best game.
yeah, he's not, he's
He's
competitive.
got other problems. And I don't mean his back problems. You know, his game went down
They're college related.
after he lost all of his sponsorships. And his reputation went down and he probably still hasn't gotten over it.
I got a question, what if
That's
the person didn't lose with a smile though? What if the person didn't lose with a smile, was in
Hey, that would be bad.
that's what I'm
If you do the
saying.
best you can and you don't lose with a smile, that's not good. But if you didn't do the best you can, you shouldn't lose with a smile either. You should be disappointed in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't about, hey, just be happy. This really is if you do the best you can and you're not good enough. It's like I say, if you're prepared and you go into your interview and somebody else who's better than you gets the job, you shouldn't be upset. Because you'll probably, the next person they hire could be you. Somebody better is in the same interview as you and they're better prepared and they have better background. You should
There's
feel
always
very good.
somebody better.
Well, you should feel good. All right, so good, thank you. All right, Ernesto, do you know what you need to do? So Ernesto, so tell us what you understand. That Rachel just said she told you.
But I just said,
Just tell them how to.
Ernesto,
To introduce myself, I want to have been here.
okay,
Two poems that I'm reciting.
okay. So you know when you memorize those, you get a book.
Okay, I haven't memorized.
Well, I don't want to say most because some people
we won't talk
did it.
about
Who did it the first time?
I did.
Okay. So about half the people. And some don't get it. Okay.
Final set.
3, 2.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ernesto Carpio, and I've been at Larson Training Center for 2 days. And I'd like to read 2 poems. The first one is The Red Wheelbarrow by William Carlos Williams in 1883 to 1963. And so much depends upon a red wheelbarrow glazed with rainwater beside the white chickens.
Good. Good job.
And now the second one is The Purple Cow by Gillette Burgess. That was from 1866 to 1951. And it goes, I never saw a purple cow. I never hope to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Good job. You sound like a telemarketing guy.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, good job. All right, so is everybody on?
Thomas. Thomas did it.
Tell us.
Thomas. He went. Everybody went.
Everybody's went.
Guidance, you're right.
Desmond, he's not here today. Desmond been all week.
You want to do one, Charles?
No, I'll do it
It's your
next
second to last week.
I'll do one next week.
Okay, so why don't you sign us off? And then we'll take our break.
That concludes our weekly memorization for Larson Academy. Have a good weekend.
Larson Academy.
Larson Training Centers. That concludes our weekly memorization for Larson Training Centers. Have a good weekend.
Okay, good.
Ciao, Tootie.
Good, all right.